What is going on, guys? JD here, and I am back this week with your Monday Night Raw review. Monday Night Raw took place last night, December 10th, 2012, from New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, right in JD's own backyard. And I feel like a broken record when I review Monday Night Raw every week because WWE, like I stated last week, is on cruise control from here until the end of the year. They're simply booking towards January and beyond. They half-assed their way through the last 3 months of shows and storylines, and as a fan, I simply just don't care anymore. If WWE Creative doesn't care, then certainly I won't care. There were reports that came out of Raw last night that the show was written 9 times. 9 times before it went live on the USA Network. Excuse my language a bit, but are you fucking kidding me? How can you write a television show 9 times before you go on national television? When something like that is leaked to pro wrestling websites, the dirt sheets, gets into people's hands and is reported as news, aren't you embarrassed? It means one of two things. A, your writers have absolutely no idea what they're doing and shouldn't be in the position that they are in. Period. Or B, that they have absolutely no control on what goes on TV at all. And when they are presented a final product, or presenting a final product to Vince McMahon, Vince is the one who's responsible for the rewrites. And in this case, 9 of them. Pathetic. I said this many times before, and I will say it again. When you have as many rewrites as there were last night on Raw, it translates to TV. And the smart ones, the real wrestling fans, see it. I seen it. If you guys are as big as a fan as me of the product, I'm sure you've seen it too. This needs to be addressed and sorted out immediately. I don't know if this is Vince's idea of striving for perfection with his product or simply Vince McMahon not trusting his writers. I don't know, but this nonsense needs to stop and cannot go on any longer. Especially with the Royal Rumble coming up, leading into WrestleMania. Apparently, those storylines are pretty much laid out. But why can't WWE work like that all year round? Why can't they plan out everything in advance? It'll be much smoother. The shows would be a lot better. Why do they only show up for 4 months out of the year and then just string themselves along for the rest of the year? I love Vince. I respect Vince. He's somewhat of an inspiration to me, business-wise. The business guy in me idolizes Vince. I have hopes and dreams, of one day, maybe, if the stars align, opening my own bar and grill. If Vince is one of my inspirations when it comes to running a business, why can't he do the right thing for his business? He's just not doing the right thing right now. I really think it's time for him to step away and mostly give the power to Triple H. Give Triple H the control. Triple H is younger, knows what the core audience wants, knows what needs to be done. He's already on his way to fixing the tag team division. News broke last week that he's going to revamp the Divas division in 2013. I mean, look what he's done with the tag team division right now. That's probably the most entertaining aspect of WWE TV right now. You see it come off on TV that there is time invested in the division. You see it. When the Divas come on TV, nobody gives a shit. I don't. Every time they come on TV, I leave the room, change the channel, go take out the trash, do the dishes, vacuum, something. Just so I don't have to see what's going on TV because it means nothing. It means nothing. That's just my opinion. Triple H needs to take control completely, and it can't come soon enough. Another thing that's bothering me, and I will give you an example. When I was growing up watching the product, the WWE product, WWE pay-per-view was the most important thing on their shows right before a pay-per-view happened. Plain and simple. Matches were hyped. Graphics were shown on TV of the matches that will appear on pay-per-view. The pre-shows were of importance, giving you interviews and behind-the-scenes things of how the storylines happened. The announcers would even cut away during Raw or SmackDown and go over the matches and give you their thoughts. You don't see that anymore in today's WWE, and that's unacceptable. You're charging $60 for pay-per-view in HD, $50 for standard, and you're not going to promote your monthly event? What kind of business is that? To me, that seems like the WWE just wants your money, then they'll send you on your way with a big middle finger to follow. I don't think I've seen one thing on this episode of Raw where they correctly hyped anything regarding this TLC pay-per-view. All they did was give you throwaway matches, have wrestlers on commentary talking about their matches while watching their opponents in the ring, no pretty graphics on TV highlighting the card, Cole and Jerry the King Lawler didn't square away or dedicate any time to go over the card. As a fan, it's just not the way to do things. It pisses me off. I seen more hype for the worthless Slammy Award episode of Monday Night Raw next week. I seen more hype for this live edition of SmackDown coming up on Tuesday. And just a side note, every time that SmackDown is live on Tuesday, the shows have been fucking awful. Awful. I seen more hype for the Tribute to the Troops show. I seen more hype for the Big Show's appearance on the USA show Burn Notice. I seen more tweets from the fucking Muppets shown on Raw last night than actual pay-per-view coverage or hype. Are you serious? Muppets? What are they doing on an adult wrestling show where people want to see guys beating each other up, blood, steel chairs, people doing moonsaults off the top rope? Come on now. This is not business. I wish I was in the wrestling business working for WWE as a head writer for Raw. They have so much talent and resources to deliver the best show possible, it's sickening to see that they don't care. The last few weeks just proved to you that they don't care. This episode of Raw proves to you they don't care. They are just waiting for The Rock to come back to give them that slight ratings boost. It's not going to work in the long run. Watch when the ratings come out later today. You'll see another disappointment in the numbers. Then you'll see Vince go on another tirade. And next week's show will be written another 9 times. Come on now. As for the rest of the show was absolutely meaningless, except for 2 things, and I'll go over that right now. R-Truth versus Wade Barrett. This match did nothing but promote Truth's and Barrett's matches at the TLC pay-per-view. Kofi Kingston was on commentary to watch Wade Barrett fight. The match was too short to mean anything anyway, but R-Truth wins by roll-up over Wade Barrett. You got Wade Barrett versus Kofi Kingston for the Intercontinental title at TLC. R-Truth will be fighting Antonio Cesaro again for the United States Championship. One of the matches of the night, Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match, Usos versus the Primetime Players, was Supremo and Epico versus the Rhodes Scholars. This was one of the best matches of the night, and like I said in my opening, I love how they are featuring and putting time into the tag team division. It shows. As for the match, it was fast-paced, interesting, and I will say this, I really like the Usos. I love to see WWE do more with them, build them up more, maybe feature them on Monday Night Raw a little bit. They have what it takes to be big baby faces in the division. They just need the WWE to back them up. I actually thought they were going to win this one last night, as they had most of the control in the match, but the Rhodes Scholars came out on top here, as they should. They were the right ones to win this match, and now, since they won this match, they will go on to fight Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara at the TLC pay-per-view in what I believe is a tables match, and that will be a number 1 contenders match for the Tag Team Championships, which I hope happen at the Royal Rumble. Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler, probably the match of the night here. Ziggler is amazing, period. He and Sheamus work very well together. It was a great TV match, was given enough time, and the outcome was correct here. Being that both men really couldn't afford a loss going into their matches at the pay-per-view, Ziggler hits Sheamus with the steel chair, purposely gets himself disqualified, Sheamus with the win. Afterwards, Ziggler was going to hit Sheamus again with the steel chair until Sheamus got up and did a bro kick and kicked the chair into Ziggler's face. Ziggler retreated to the back, and Sheamus was left in the ring doing his typical playing up to the crowd. Concerning Ziggler, he needs to win at the TLC pay-per-view, period. There shouldn't even be a thought of having him lose to John Cena. But like I said last week, I just have a strange feeling that Cena is going to win here, and if that happens on Sunday, we'll see. If it happens, my pick for the Royal Rumble in 2013, Ziggler will win the Royal Rumble in January, but we'll see. Del Rio versus Zack Ryder, snooze fest. I don't know how many times these two have fought each other in the last 2 months on Raw. Del Rio is just lost as a character. Ryder's career is going nowhere. I say it every week. Ryder loses in front of his father, who's sitting front row, and in his hometown. Typical WWE booking. Nothing of importance there. We also had Vicky Guerrero versus AJ Lee. Now, this was a match made by Vince McMahon. AJ was all happy about getting her revenge on Vicky Guerrero, but before the match took place, Brad Maddox walked down to the ring in a referee uniform. I got a crack out of that. Him with his sarcastic look and his smug look, very cocky. I love that. I love the character that they're portraying him to play. Very cocky attitude. He comes into the ring. AJ's all pissed off, gets in his face. Maddox is pointing to the referee outfit, saying, "Listen, get away from me. I'm the referee." AJ had the match won here by pinning Vicky Guerrero, but Brad Maddox didn't acknowledge the 1-2-3 count. He walked away. Vicky Guerrero reversed it, got a pin of her own. Brad Maddox somehow acknowledged that, counted the 1, 2, 3. Vicky Guerrero defeats AJ. AJ goes on a tirade, destroying ringside area, throwing steel chairs and ladders, and destroying the announce table, throwing monitors. She even slapped Justin Roberts in the face, who was sitting right by the timekeeper's table. It looked like it hurt viciously. She slapped him so hard. She goes on a tirade, and that was that. I don't know what they're doing with Brad Maddox, but all I know is he's one of Triple H's pet projects. We're going to be seeing him on TV more. At first thought, I thought he might be aligned with the Shield, but maybe they're going to be pairing him with Vicky Guerrero, so we'll see. Like I said, I don't know what they're doing with him. If anything, if I hear anything news-wise, I'll obviously report it to you guys. Antonio Cesaro defeated Kofi Kingston. Decent match, but again, just like R-Truth and Wade Barrett, did really nothing but hype up their matches leading into the pay-per-view. Very basic. And what WWE announcers called a big main event, John Cena versus The Big Show. I don't know how you can consider this a big main event with Big Show being in it. He's just garbage. But the match really wasn't anything special at all. A very throwaway main event. The Shield finally makes their appearance here, interferes, beating the shit out of John Cena. Then all of a sudden we get Kane and Daniel Bryan coming down, trying to get their revenge on the Shield, and then Ryback comes down to the ring, and it's very typical booking by WWE. Ryback didn't show himself all night. I like how they're booking Ryback here. No more throwaway matches, no more squashing jobbers, no more just fighting these random guys for no apparent reason just to build them up. The crowd seems to be investing their time more into Ryback. The more laid back and he is, and not being presented on WWE TV, and when WWE presents him in the proper way, it's better for his character. Right? He doesn't need to be in these throwaway matches. Have him come out when he needs to come out, like they did tonight. It was decent booking. It was very basic booking, though. They're not going to get any more pay-per-view buys by what happened after this main event. If you're going to buy the pay-per-view on Sunday, you're going to buy the pay-per-view on Sunday. If they wanted to attract any new viewers to the pay-per-view, they didn't do so with this main event, I'll tell you that. Like I said, it was very ABC booking. Nothing special. I'm looking forward to see the Shield in the ring for the first time at the pay-per-view, but I really don't think they should have went that route. I would have preferred them to be a little bit more mysterious, continue doing what they're doing, build them up a little bit more before throwing them in a high-profile match, but it should be an entertaining match nonetheless. And that was pretty much it, guys. Really nothing out of the ordinary happened on this Raw. Very basic, no pay-per-view hype at all. Like I said, WWE is on cruise control going into the pay-per-view, and they're just looking forward to the end of the year to build towards the Royal Rumble and The Rock coming back, challenging Punk for the WWE Championship. But that is it, guys. That is my Monday Night Raw review. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. Hit that like button, subscribe if you have not done so already. I got my WWE news and rumors coming up before the pay-per-view, possibly on Friday or Saturday, and then look forward to my TLC pay-per-view review. I'll be with the guys watching it at the bar live as it happens, and then I'll give you a breakdown of it the next day on my channel, so look forward to that. Until then, guys, take care. Like I said, hit that like button. Hope you enjoyed the commentary, and I'm out. Take care, guys. Peace.